Welcome, everyone. It is Upstage Rewind. I am Chrislyn Lashington, your host, or you can call me Missy Chrissy. We're about to dive into a very juicy conversation today. The topic is, are we ready for an openly gay artist? That's right. We're going to be live with Jonty Dream in just a moment. In the meantime, be sure to hit up everyone you know and let them know that Upstage Rewind is on right now. The place to be is Upstage TV Show on Facebook, on YouTube. Be sure to follow us also on Instagram for all the juice when it comes to entertainment in Grenada and the Caribbean region. Now, today is the final day of March. I have no idea how this first quarter went by so quickly, but we're here and April starts tomorrow and we're entering into another quarter. Now, some things happened this week. I have to keep you updated on all the entertainment juice. So the NAACP Awards went down. And of course, our girl Coffee out of Jamaica, she did her thing and she copped Outstanding International Song for Lockdown. It makes so much sense because that song has been on replay for me almost every morning when I start my day. It's one of those really good songs, and she's definitely deserving of that title. Queen Bee, of course, walked away with 4, as you know, she does in usual Queen fashion. That's how she did it. She got Outstanding Female Artist, Outstanding Music Video with Black Parade and Brown Skin Girl, respectively. Now listen, the Savage remix with Megan Thee Stallion also won 2 awards. She got that for Outstanding Hip Hop Rap Song as well, which is interesting that they got it for Outstanding Hip Hop Rap Song. There's so many people hating on Beyonce, and the truth is there's no reason to, and the proof is in the pudding, or the awards, if you like to put it that way. Now, Jhené Aiko, who I absolutely love as well, got Outstanding Album for Chilombo, and Do It by Chloe and Halle. Do it. I'm not the singer here. The singer is coming up, but they also won Outstanding Soul and R&B. So let me know in the comments who you liked, who you're following, who you're happy for winning those awards. I can tell you who I'm not happy, what I'm not happy about. Same thing with the Grammys. My guy, The Weeknd, was completely snubbed once more from the NAACP Awards. I have a problem with that because he honestly had the best music out of 2020. He kept us going during this whole curfew, lockdown, pandemic drama. He gave us loads of entertaining visuals, entertaining music, feel-good music, and it makes no sense that he did not get a Grammy Award nor an NAACP Award this year. Now, also, what he did, he made a very strategic move and he changed agencies. So it's probably possible that that had something to do with his snubs. Now, of course, I have to tell you, what is the song of the week? The song of the week comes out from our guy, Akeem. You saw him live on Upstage TV Show going up against Denison, Lion Paw, Andrew, with a lovely reggae feature. You can actually catch that episode live. It's still up on the Facebook page, Upstage TV Show. And of course, you might just catch it on Tempo ever so often, as well as GBN TV in Grenada. But he just dropped a new song. It's called I Wanna Rock, and it's our song for the week. This is him doing a little acoustic version of that song.
I miss the good old days when no one told me what to do. I could have stayed out wherever and as late as I want to. But since Babylon come shut the dance them down and trapped us with curfew, the music keeps on calling and I don't know what to do. I wanna run, I wanna prance, I wanna spin, I wanna skank, I wanna rub a dub with somebody. I want the DJ bust a track and just spin it and chop it, make me run around in the party. I wanna rock, 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 rock. I wanna rock.
Was Akeem right there with I Wanna Rock. Brand new song coming out there. Now, of course, our feature for tonight, a very special gentleman. He is not only a singer and songwriter, he's also a model, and actor. He is a singer-songwriter, as I mentioned, but he's also a creative director and a photographer. Now, you know, we love people who wear many hats because I wear many hats, and creative people, we just can't help ourselves. We just wear many hats. So welcome Jonty Robinson, aka Jonty Dream, to Upstage Rewind. Welcome, Jonty. How are you?
I'm doing great. How are you doing?
All right. So I just lost you there. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Okay. So I'm not hearing you, Jonty, for some reason. If you can hear me, give me a thumbs up. Okay. So I'm not hearing you for some strange reason, which is so weird, but we're definitely live now. Try saying something.
Hi, can you hear me now?
All right, so we're having a little bit of technical difficulties there. What I'm gonna do is just do a quick something here and see what we can do. In the meantime, be sure to tell everyone that we're here right now for Upstage Rewind, all right? So we are going to dive into some conversation with Jonty, which is who is a very interesting gentleman, and I can't wait to talk to him. Tell me if you can hear me now. Say something. Oh, I'm still not hearing you. Oh, this is so strange. This is not good. This is not good. Okay, so we're here. I'm Missy Chrissy. We're going to see what we can do to get Jonty back up and running because it's so important, the conversation we're about to dive into, which is, are we ready for an openly gay artiste here in Grenada? So I'm adding Jonty back to the stream and let's see if we can hear him now. If not, I may have to do a reboot of my system and start this all over again. Jonty, how's it going? No, what's happening? What's happening? I have no idea what's happening. So if you're viewing us live right now, let us know if you're hearing Jonty, just so I know if it's only me not hearing him. So if you can let me know in the comments, let me know if you can hear Jonty or if you're not hearing Jonty. So let us know so we can get that quick feedback and we can figure out how to fix this technical situation that we're having right now. So we can move forward with this conversation. I'm awaiting. All right. So we're just going to run that little clip of Akeem once more in the meantime.
I miss the good old days when no one told me what to do. I could have stayed out wherever and as late as I want to. But since Babylon come shut the dance them down and trapped us with curfew, the music keeps on calling and I don't know what to do. I wanna run, I wanna prance, I wanna spin, I wanna skank, I wanna rub a dub with somebody. I want the DJ bust a track and just spin it and chop it, make me run around in the party. I wanna rock, 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 rock. I wanna rock.
Awesome. So we're back once more and hoping for you to give us a little check when it comes to it. I'm hearing Jonty now, I think. Yes, I can hear you, Jonty. Oh boy, I'm not sure what just happened. You know, this is so funny because we've never had this happen on Upstage Rewind. You know, when they usually have those so-called shows and they say sabotage? You as a sabotage. What's up? Oh no, it's going out again.
Hello?
Hi.
Hear me?
I'm hearing you, but the connection seems to be not good. So let's see how best we can get through this conversation. If you're able to get closer to your router, that would be good as well. If it is that you're connected to Wi-Fi. But let's see how best we can get through this conversation. Now, Jonty Dream is a model, actor, singer, songwriter, creative director, as well as a photographer. So I actually taught Jonty in high school for a quick minute. And I can tell you that Jonty was definitely that person in school, in the class, that you could not ignore. His personality was very loud, very obvious. He made his presence known. And I always remember my first day walking into Form 1 at Beacon High teaching just because of Jonty. So it's a pleasure to be with you now. How are you?
Doing?
I'm doing great. So it's definitely the internet connection. So if you're able to go somewhere where the internet connection is stronger for you, I think that would definitely help. Whether it's like turning on data and maybe going outside, because we're definitely getting a choppy connection. Sorry?
Probably just switch works.
Okay. I'm not hearing you too clearly, but I'm certain that you're trying to tell me you're going to switch over to something that may work better. So if that's what you're going to do, go ahead and do it. And we'll hold tight and hope that we're able to come to a resolution soon. Now, in the meantime, if you have any specific questions for Jonty, Jonty is an openly gay man living in Grenada who is also an artiste, just launching his career as a singer and songwriter. So you may have specific questions for him. Now is the time to definitely hit up those questions in the comments so we can get into that conversation when we get a connection that is perfect. All right. Big up to all those watching us live on Upstage TV show on Facebook, on YouTube, who are on my personal Facebook and YouTube, Missy Chrissy, and of course, those watching us live on Ride Along as well. It's so good to have you with us. And some of you may be listening or watching on different platforms at the recorded version of this. Big up to yourself. Definitely make sure to @ us Upstage TV show so we know you're listening and tuned in. Of course, we're here with Jonty Dream. Can you hear us? Jonty, let's get a little sound check from you again.
Yes,
Okay, so it's still going out. If you have maybe a headset or something you can use, maybe that might help us to have a more solid connection there with the microphone. I'm not sure, but just keep talking for me so then I can know that I'm hearing you.
yeah. Hear me now?
It's really in and out again for us. Oh no, we're so sorry about the technical difficulties for all of you watching. This is usually not what doesn't happen. And we actually tested the audio before this and everything was fine. But as soon as we went live, it seemed that we started having some sort of difficulty. Jonty, try talking for me once more. Let's see what happens. If not, we may just have to reschedule this interview where we're able to have a solid internet connection.
Can you hear me now?
I'm hearing you in and out. So let's see how it goes. So tell us about your initiation into becoming a musician. Like, what prompted you to say, all right, I'm ready to start singing and writing music?
Since I was 7 years, I was growing up as a trans writing. I've storytelling.
Jonty, I'm so sorry. It's still going in and out. It really is still going in and out. We may have to reschedule this interview. I'm so sorry, everyone. In the meantime, though, I'm going to show you some fabulous photos of Jonty. more. Jonty, can you hear us? Hello? Jonty?
Me?
It's still going in and out, but keep trying. Say something else.
Can you hear me?
It's still going in and out. No, listen. If you have a laptop maybe that's connected to Wi-Fi or so, that could be a good option. I don't know what to do now. We really tried all possibilities.
I think we're gonna.
Okay, so we're still not hearing you, but it seems like you're gonna try some other option. In the meantime, we do have some questions rolling in. Someone is suggesting you may need to plug in your device directly if you're using Wi-Fi. Aisha is saying, "Hey, Jonty, do you think you will receive some backlash because of Lil Nas X?" So that's a question. And also, we have a question from Ova. I hope he ain't looking to bring out no trainers. I'm not sure what that means. I guess trainers are shoes, sneakers, whatever it is. Jonty would have to tell us if that's some sort of inside joke because I'm not getting that one. But I see him giving the embarrassed look, so maybe that means something. And he's laughing. So y'all, I think we tried all resources at this point in time. Jonty, give me some sort of hand signal if you know sign language. Maybe you can talk to me in sign language. In the meantime, y'all, you can definitely connect with me. Let me know who you would like to see for the next Upstage TV show season, because we are still coming with season 2. We started season 1 in 2020 during the lockdown. We literally started while we had to run home for lockdown. Like, we had to get permission from the Royal Grenada Police Force to actually do the show. That's how intense it was, but it was such a needed effort to support artists and also to entertain people who were literally stuck at home. So we're excited to prepare for season 2, but I'd love to know who you'd like to see on Upstage TV show season 2. And we've had some major achievements as well when it comes to Upstage TV show. We've not only had our platform on Facebook as well as YouTube, but we've been able to broadcast our entire season on GBN television, which is the major network here in Grenada. And we've also been able to broadcast the entire season on Tempo Networks, which is a regional station broadcasting not only the Caribbean region, but in key diaspora markets in the US and, of course, other places where there are significant populations of Caribbean people. So that's definitely huge for us, and we're excited, but more so thankful for your support when it came to Upstage TV show. We have a brand new artist coming on the scene. His name is Jonty Dream. We're trying to connect past through the technical difficulties for today, just so we can get to that juicy conversation that I know a lot of you have been waiting for. If we're not able to connect with him, as we're going to try one more time, we will reschedule this interview and make sure that we have a more solid connection on both our ends. All right. So Jonty, if you can talk to us real quick and let us know if your situation has improved. If not, I'd want to say thank you to everyone who's been patient with us so far. All right, so we don't have Jonty here yet, but I'm sure he will pop up very soon. In the meantime, this is clearly a testament as to how much I can say. I've been in TV for so long, I could just ad-lib any situation, which is amazing. So if you guys can let me know exactly where you're tuned in from, that can be cool. I see there's so many people locked in on YouTube, which is great. It's good to have you locked in. Big up to all of you watching on Facebook as well, which is usually the place that is popping as well. So I see you. I definitely see you all. If you're in Grenada, I know some of you are tuned into what the Prime Minister is saying. He should be wrapping up very soon. So let's see what's going to come through on that conversation. All right. So stay tuned, of course, with us, and be sure to follow Upstage TV show on Instagram as well. Ooh, Desiree is saying she is all the way out in NYC. Big up yourself. I hear the weather is getting better in NYC. So I hope you're ready to unleash the summer body, whatever it is, put it out there. And enjoy that warmth, enjoy the outdoors as it comes. And we hope that you can be in Grenada very soon. We do still have flights coming in from the USA. Big up to all of you in Grenada. It's always good to have Grenada in the building. So that's good. And Nell Claris is saying change device. So hopefully he's able to change devices very soon. But of course, in a short, I may just have to lock it off. Ova is in the UK. Oh my goodness. How is it going for you in the UK? I know there are now so many restrictions as it relates to even leaving the country. So that's going to be interesting. I don't know. We don't even have flights from the UK soon. I know they should be resuming in a few months. So we'll hold tight. We'll hold tight for some hope. I do see Jonty joining in, so I'm going to add him to the stream right now. Jonty, can you hear me? Jonty, you're live. Jonty?
Yes, hello, can you hear me?
I can hear you loud and clear. Fanfare. That's amazing. Jonty is with us. Sammy Boo Williams is saying, I'm from Grenada. I'm in Grenada in the building. So big up to all of you. We have people live from NYC, Grenada, and the UK. All over the world. You know how we do. So Jonty, we have to dive into this conversation for sure. So we were talking about me teaching you for a hot minute in high school. And you were telling us about your love for music starting when you were 7 years old. So tell us, what started at 7 and how did you get to this point today?
Again, my parents literally grew me up in a musical household. It was something that was always around me. I started writing very young as well. I loved reading growing up as a kid. I'm always in a book. And so I think I developed my ability to write from just reading and just learning everything around me. But the first person that I ever saw on television that really made me go like, wow, I think I want to be an artist. I think I want to make music. That was Rihanna. And coming from the Caribbean and her being a Caribbean artist, especially her being a woman and just so powerful in her own skin, is something that I have always aspired to become. And so for me, having that influence be a major part of who I am today, I think I was in good hands from the very beginning. I also listened to a lot of Mariah Carey, Whitney Houston, Lucky Dube, Sizzla, Jack Cure, Chronix. So for me, like growing up, music has just always been around me, and I kind of just adapted to that.
That's amazing. Now, Jonty Dream is an interesting name. Your given name is Jonty Robinson. Where did this dream come from?
So there's actually a story behind my name. For me, as I said, being an artist and being a musician especially, that I think was my biggest dream. It was my biggest aspiration. I didn't really want to do anything else with my life. But again, me being an actor and me being a model and me being a creative director and a photographer, I think having a bit of everything be a part of that, in terms of my journey, it kind of all came together, and the main focus was musician, musician, musician. So for me, when I started doing music, when I kind of realized, hey, this is something that I can do for a living, I was like, dream. Because the one thing and the first thing that I ever did, like, it started from a dream, you know what I mean? It started from me just knowing and wanting this so badly.
Right. Now, you mentioned that you're an actor. You acted in Teddy Frederick's recent film, not so?
Yes, I was.
Tell us about that.
So Teddy and I are really great friends. He was doing this film. I think I was in Barbados, start for the beginning of the recording for my album. And I flew back here and he was like, hey, I want to do a movie. I want you to be a part of it. And I was like, cool, no problem. But I think he kind of knew that I was into acting from my previous film, Mind the Gap Second Eulogy. And maybe just knowing that I have the talent and it's something that I can actually do, it gave him the confidence to believe in me to be a part of it. But the story is so incredible. And I mean, I love Teddy's creativity, the fact that he's able to just, I don't know, he's just such a talented person. And I'm completely honored to be his friend and to be able to work with him.
Fantastic. Now you are, of course, a model as well. I'm going to show some pictures here on screen. I would love for you to ad-lib these pictures for us, okay? So Jonty, we actually couldn't hear you while doing the pictures.
Okay.
So now that we've seen the pictures and taken them in,
okay.
Tell us about the pictures.
Okay, so the first photo that you saw with me jumping off of the boat with the Grenada flag in the back of me, the University of the West Indies, Cave Hill, they were having something called Grenada Week. And they asked me as a Grenadian influencer to send in a photo of me kind of representing my country. And I linked up with Mia Benjamin, the owner of MMC Consultancy. And we decided to kind of create something that really captured the Grenadian essence for being bold and confident and brave, but also using a gay person to do that. And I think for me, just kind of having that fusion and just really digging deep into my Grenadian culture, I think that photo definitely resonated with a lot of people around the Caribbean and especially around the world. And it was something that meant a lot to me that they even asked me to do it. The second photo, I'm actually not sure what the second photo was, but
I think you're wearing a jeans jacket and pants.
Oh yes.
And you're leaning against a green wall, like a wooden wall. Yeah.
That's kind of just me chilling out random Wednesday.
Oh, that's how we chill. We just chill fabulously.
Yeah. Yeah.
And there's of course the one with the Vogue overlay.
Yes.
What's happening there?
So a couple months ago, Vogue magazine gave the opportunity to models around the world to showcase their Vogue cover, their personalized Vogue cover, whatever it is you wanted it to be. And I collaborated with Emily Rapier from the Closet Grenada, and we came up with this insane concept of just a young Black boy, free-spirited, very fashionable. And we shot that for the Vogue Challenge on Instagram, and it was amazing as well. That was a great, great shoot.
Okay, that is perfect. Now, talk to us about the music, because you're an artist. You said it's your dream. And I think, first of all, it's amazing that you're able to chase your dream. There's so many people locked into whatever it is, the day-to-day hustle and bustle, and some just don't have the opportunity to. But here you are chasing this jaunty dream of being a singer-songwriter. Tell us about the music that you've already put out, and tell us about that steamy song you slide into my WhatsApp this week.
All right. So quite recently, I released the first single off of the album. The album is called Rebel. Pretty much, very much expresses me as a person. But Blaze It basically is a love song infused with reggae and R&B. And it just talks about being in love and just being free-spirited, really. But also, a little vibe, light up a split, let's smoke it down, you know what it is. But definitely, I mean, it's such a laid-back track. The album in itself, though, we kind of get to go through a journey of a melodic feel, but it goes into trap and hip-hop and R&B and reggae and neo soul and contemporary. So you kind of get a bit of everything infused into one product that is accessible to everyone around the world. The concept behind the album, though, was just, I wanted to be able to speak from my heart and just be able to, and every song is a story. Every song is very much personalized to a personal experience that I can be able to relate to my fans and my listeners. But it really is very personal, this album. It's the first album, and I wanted it to be something that everyone can enjoy. There's a lot going on this album, but there's also tracks that are very upbeat, up-tempo, and we're trying to really get an international feel, especially for being a Grenadian artist. I think it's very important that I represent my country, but not just in my country. If I can do that on a worldwide level, then that's exactly what I'm aiming for, and that's what I'm going towards. So I had to be able to kind of push my pen and really push myself as an artist to create music that is accessible and relatable worldwide.
I like it. Now, you mentioned doing genres and international. Is it that you're not going to do soca at all?
I think it's a bit too early to say, but it's definitely not in the plans right now.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, talk to us about Curfew, because Curfew, which is coming out real soon, is steamy. Real steamy.
Thank you.
I was bobbing it on the way home. I just did the news on GBN, and I was vibing to the song on the way home. It's a really good vibe, and the song is so honest, because let's be real. How many of us were breaking curfew?
Get a little something, girl.
To get a little something.
and it's crazy because the song is actually based on true events. As I said, every song is a story, and it's a true story, But the track itself, I fell in love, of course. We do that sometimes. And I kind of wrote the song after everything was, my relationship and everything kind of fizzled out. But there was this one time on a very late night, I was very adamant about seeing this person. And I was like, hey, please come over to my house. I know that it's late, but I need to see you. I need to talk to you. I need you to just be a part of everything that's happening around me right now. And they ended up doing it. So, of course, you're going to hear the content of the song once it drops, but definitely steamy for sure.
It's so good to have someone who is going to come over when you want them to come over. I think that's important. Now, we can't hide the fact that there's also a little mini conversation in Curfew that's actually a conversation between you and another gentleman, which is obviously playing on your sexual orientation. So talk to us about putting that piece in the song. Was it did you have to think about it? Was it just like, I'm doing it anyway, I don't care, I'm just ready to put it out there in my music as well?
I'll be really honest about that. For me, I'm already judged for who I am and what I am. So if I was to take another part of myself and sacrifice it for my music and my creativity, I would be doing myself a major, major injustice. So having that dialogue be a part of the song kind of just says, hey, this is reality. This is my reality. And I'm sharing that with you. Whether or not you accept it, whether or not you want to consume it, that's besides the point. I think for me, I have so much support and so much love, not just here, but worldwide. And again, I'm thinking on a global level. I'm thinking on a global spectrum. It's not just Grenada. So I had to be able to create something that was genuine to me. And I just took that route. Did I have to think about it though? I was in the studio and I was just like, yo, what can I say? What can I put here that really explains the song and again, personal to me, but also personal to my fans and the people that care about me. So, I mean, I did have to think about it a little bit in terms of the backlash, but I think that once you guys hear all the music on the album, you're not going to hate me so much.
Right. Listen, I applaud you for staying true to your truth. Because I know it's difficult in a society like a conservative society as Grenada, first of all. And there's also loads of people who don't live their truths and create loads of different types of situations for not just themselves, but other people in their lives. So it's so important that you're living your truth, but also expressing it this way. Now, the question is, new artists can be difficult to embrace in Grenada in general, especially when you're doing genres that aren't soca or that aren't reggae, for instance, but more so soca because we're predominantly into carnival and we celebrate artists largely during that season. So do you think your task is even much harder now due to the fact that you're an openly gay man and some of your music also expresses that?
Again, as I stated, I make music for everyone. It's not just gay music. And I think I'm going to come out and say this right now, that I don't want anyone to listen to my music and the first thing that comes to their head is, oh, this is gay music or this is, gay stuff. I think I just really, my wish is that people kind of understand, hey, this is an artist who just so happens to be a gay man. But he's an artist and he's talented and, he has what it takes. But I know that's definitely going to be a challenge. I cannot fool myself. This is reality. But I do hope that, again, as I develop into the person that I'm becoming and as I develop into the artist that I really want to become, people will become a little bit more lenient on that and more accepting of, the reality of my life.
Right. Now, you said it. You said you don't want your music to just be labeled as gay music per se. So then I'm going to play devil's advocate as well and say, would you say that your sexual orientation has to also define who you are as a person in everything that you do?
No, it definitely does not. And if I was to think that way, I would not even be an artist in the first place. Yeah.
Right. Perfect. Now, we have to talk about some of the struggles because I'm certain there are struggles, whether it's on a family level. Well, to be honest, since back in secondary school, to me, it was very evident what was going on.
Of course. I mean, I'll just say this one thing, and I have to commend my family because they are honestly angels. They love me for who I am. They accept me for who I am, and they support me 100% in every single thing that I do. And I know that I am so insanely lucky and so blessed to even have family that care about me and family that still want to associate with me because of it. But I mean, I'm really and truly blessed beyond my own understanding because I know what real life is for a lot of other gay people. And to have a relationship with my mom and my dad and my cousins and my grandparents and my aunties and uncles and to have them all rally around me and support me 100%. I mean, that in itself just gives me every single ounce of confidence to do this.
That is amazing. Now, as you mentioned, family and support,
yes.
There are definitely people watching here who are of different age groups, different places. What would you say to them as to how they can deal with someone in their family or someone, a close friend? How can they react or just handle the news of a close friend or family member saying that, hey, I am gay, I am lesbian, I am bisexual, or I identify as, a gender that wasn't assigned to me at birth? Like, what would you say to them?
Honestly, just go in with an open mind I mean, if you love that person, if you care about that person, their sexual orientation is not going to matter because it's not going to affect how you see them. I mean, at least it shouldn't affect how you see them, but definitely show them as much love and support as you possibly can because, I mean, me being openly gay, I face a lot of challenges, but it's a lot harder for people who hide it. It's a lot harder for them emotionally, you know, because they're walking around with a secret. And it's like you always have to walk on eggshells. You always have to be careful to not blow your cover. And I can't even imagine how difficult that is. So definitely be considerate of that and understand that this person is really going through a lot. And if they trust you enough to tell you, just be mature and be understanding. You don't have to necessarily support them in everything that they do, but at least show them that you support them in that one aspect.
No, it's so interesting that you say this. I remember when I posted the announcement for this conversation, I got loads of different reviews. But what's interesting to me is that the women were largely very supportive.
Oh, yes.
The comments were all positive and so forth. And it was interesting, some of the men, what they said to me privately, commenting on like my Instagram story or so forth. Do you see a difference in terms of the challenges that you face in terms of how women react versus how men react?
100%. For me personally, a major part of my friend group are women. I tend to really gravitate towards women more because I feel like they are more understanding, they're more nurturing, they get it, and they don't necessarily go forward with, you know, the worst case scenario or the craziest thing. They're more calculated. And I learn a lot from women in terms of just being mature, you know, just knowing how to handle my business, handle my company. So a lot of who I am kind of came from the example of women, especially with my mom. And I mean, and actually, I must say, I really love it. I prefer having women closer to me. As an openly gay man, I really do prefer women. So,
who run the world? Now, let's talk about some of the struggles. Like, do you have a story you can share, of course, PG, or some experience that you had that was really intense for you as a gay man living in the Caribbean?
I mean, where do I even start?
Oh boy. Right. Right.
Yeah, it's an everyday struggle. Every day. And there are times when I'm like, wow, I love Grenada. I love my home. You know, this is my home. And it's difficult to know that you have to face this very, very crazy lifestyle, because it really is, it's a part of my lifestyle. But the reality is, though, at the end of the day, there were a lot of crazy things that has happened. I mean, there are times when I'm like heading home and people would like attack me, like physically harm me. I've been robbed.
Are you kidding me?
Oh yeah, 100%. This is, I mean, hey, this is life. But I mean, for me, I had to overcome all of that, and I could not have been able to survive it. And when I say survive it, pay attention to what I'm saying. I would not have been able to survive any of this if it wasn't for my friends, my family, my supporters, and people who just look out for me.
Right.
Yeah, but I mean, it's not easy. It's not an easy game. Yeah.
What do you think needs to change? Because to be honest, I'm now very surprised. I know there's a lot of verbal abuse that tends to happen publicly and privately, but I'm quite surprised that there's actually now physical harm happening in Grenada as a result of this. So what would you say has to happen in order for us to get to a place where other young men are not facing these types of challenges?
I'll be really honest, it all boils down to education. We have to be able to have an open dialogue, a conversation about it. Whether or not it's too early to do that, but I feel like at some point, we need to be able to be held accountable for ourselves and only ourselves. For me personally, as a young man, I don't even know how I would have been able to get past any of this if I wasn't educated. And it's difficult because even as a gay man, I'm still learning about being a gay man. So I can only imagine how hard it would be for someone who's not me, you know what I mean, to do the ins and outs of this. But it has a lot to do with tolerance, but tolerance is not necessarily, I can tolerate you and I'm doing exactly as you do. And a lot of people think that tolerance means that, oh, well, because I'm accepting of it, it means that I have to do it as well. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. You can be tolerant of something, accepting of something, and respectful to every single person based on whatever differences they have. I mean, it's really not that difficult, but definitely education, man. We need to be able to have this discussion at some point because the world is moving on. Look at what's going on outside of our small island. And in order for us to adapt to what's going on out there, we have to be able to be more understanding, but also intelligent. You know, use your head and, you know, do the right thing.
Right. You mentioned your family and friends being so supportive for all those tough times. Were there any specific songs that also comforted you or made you feel, you know, empowered as well?
This is so funny, but a lot of Buju Banton.
Interesting.
I can relate. He's talking about struggle. He's talking about being strong. He's talking about being ruthless. He's talking about being brave. I can relate to that. You know, I know that it's a completely different situation going on, but music is so universal. Anyone can relate to it.
That's amazing that you said Buju Banton, because we all know the controversy with his Boom Bye Bye song, you know, to the point where, right, like his Boom Bye Bye song is about, you know, denouncing homosexuality, but yet you found some sort of hope in his music, which is quite interesting. And Buju is actually one of my favorite artists. I remember he made a decision to not perform Boom Bye Bye ever again.
Yeah.
Which is quite an interesting move for a Jamaican artist, you know what I mean? Because Jamaica is a totally different ball game when it comes to the larger community and the response to homosexuals. Let's be real, you know? And a lot of dancehall music speaks about anti-homosexuality, right? Yeah. So interesting. So what is your favorite song right now?
Oh man, there's so much.
Give me three then.
I'm currently running through like playlists, but right now I'm really into Skilly Bang. I listen to him a lot.
The plane just crashed with the.
Let me tell you that tune. There's so. But I'm also really into a lot of like Thames as well. Mr. Rebel by Thames. That song is something else. What else am I into? Coffee, Lila Ike. I mean, I can't even. I listen to music all the time. So I mean, to say what my favorite song is pretty difficult. But
right.
Yeah.
Fair enough. You mentioned Coffee, and we, of course, Coffee just won that NAACP award for Lockdown. And we mentioned that Beyonce also won a bunch of awards. Do you have any comments on people who hate Beyonce? What's your take on that?
People who hate who? Beyonce? Is that even humanly possible? how could you hate Beyonce? Beyonce is a legend. She's a living legend.
That's what I say. But you know, it's interesting. I was having a conversation with some girlfriends one time, and some of them said that she is too perfect for them, perfect to be relatable. But for instance, for me, growing up in a performing arts school like Kids Learning Center, right? Let's be real. It is. That's what we were surrounded by all the time. Perfection is what you strove. If strove is a word, I don't think strove is what you strive for.
Yeah, strive. Yeah.
Perfection is what you strive for when it comes to performance. So if you're less than perfect, what are we doing?
I mean, personally, for me as an artist, I always strive for perfection. I literally, sometimes my producers, when I'm in the studio, they get sick and tired of me. They're just like, Jonty, you're not gonna do this over again. Jonty is perfect already. And I'm just like, no, I wanna do it over. So, I mean, I pretty much follow the same rules. I mean, these are people like Beyonce and Coffee and Jay-Z, Rihanna, like these are people that I look up to and I aspire to be like them in every way. I study them. I feel like you get to learn a lot from them by just following by example. So for me, you know, being a perfectionist, it's not, I don't know, why are people even making perfection overrated? I feel like you should strive for perfection every time.
I'm right there with you. But, you know, people are at different stages and I guess they make decisions based on themselves. So I can't hate you if you don't like perfection. I think it's also good to recognize when it's okay to strive for perfection and when it's okay to just be like, it's cool to be at whatever level. But when it comes to being an artist, I think, or anything on stage, you have to get it right. And for instance, last week on Upstage Rewind, we spoke to Scratch Master and he was talking about Marshall Montano's work ethic. You know, he was talking about like people who he's just fired based on not coming prepared for a show or a gig. You know, and the truth is Marshall Montano wouldn't be where he is if he was just accepting of mediocre, you know? So I think when it comes to the industry that we're in, entertainment, there is some level of perfection that has to be had. Jonty, it was a pleasure talking to you. Tell us exactly where, tell us exactly where we can get your music. Of course, Curfew is coming out. So where can we tune in for that?
So Curfew will be available worldwide. It's going to be on every single streaming platform. And I'm not quite sure when it will be available as yet, because of course it's signed to a record label, so we're still trying to figure all of that out. But you can follow me on Instagram at the Jonty Dream, Facebook, Jonty Robinson, and I always interact with my fans. So once you follow me, you're going to get live updates as soon as everything's happening.
I love it. Awesome. Can you give us a little like acapella tease? I mean, we want to hear something.
Right, let me do a little chorus.
Okay.
Can you come to past curfew? Would you break the law for me? Would you catch a charge for me? Yeah.
All right. I hear the bass in there. All right. So, Jonty, thank you so much for joining us on Upstage Rewind. Be sure to follow. It's a pleasure. And of course, we wish you all the best in your music. And we look forward to eventually having you on Upstage TV show one day. So you never know what might be able to happen. All right. So take care. Have a great one. To all of you watching and listening, thank you so much for joining me. It's Missy Chrissy here. Of course, we were talking to Jonty Dream. Be sure to follow Upstage TV show on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. Facebook. Yeah, there we go. Facebook, Instagram. We are also on Twitter. So I was going to say Twitter, but yeah, we actually are on Twitter also. Exactly. And you can follow me, Missy Chrissy, MSY.CHRISSY on Instagram and Facebook as well. So y'all, peace out. Thank you, Jonty Dream. We'll see y'all again.
Good night, everyone.
Toodles. Good night.